may be seated. Sit down!
The People versus the Wicked Witch, alias Evil Queen. The Evil Queen is being accused of 3 counts of harassment, conspiracy, destruction of property, 2 counts of kidnapping, attempted murder, and cannibalism. Attempted murder by poisoning and attempted murder by arson. Participation in slavery and speeding on her broomstick.
How do you plead? Oh, I never plead. My client is not guilty, Your Honor. His excusement. Opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I intend to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that this notorious woman is personally responsible for the above-mentioned crimes and is single-handedly the most heinous woman in all of the kingdom. Are you going to put up with her evil deeds? Should she be allowed to walk our paths unattended? No. We must take a stand now and prevent any further wrongdoing. She must be foiled in her attempt to prevent the general public from living happily ever after. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client is no criminal. She is simply a victim of misunderstanding and was only trying to protect herself and defend what is rightfully hers. Don't add to the wrong she has already suffered. When you hear my client's side of the story, I know you'll find her not guilty of the accused crimes. The prosecutor may call for his witness. I call to the stand the cowardly lion.
Counsel?
What? What do you mean he's not coming?
He said he was too busy being the king of the forest to testify today.
Well, in that case, I call to stand the tin whistle.
I was afraid of that.
What now?
He was going to do it, but his heart just wasn't into it.
It figures. Okay, then I call to stand the scarecrow.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Now, Scarecrow, tell us about the time the witch tried to kill you.
Well, me and my friend were on our way to Emerald City, minding our own business, when suddenly the witch popped up on the roof of this house and threw a fireball right at me. If it weren't for the Tin Man, I would have burned up.
And can you point out the evil witch for this jury to see?
Yes, that's her.
Thank you. No further questions. Isn't it true that you were trespassing on this witch's property at the time the event occurred?
I don't recall if we were on her land yet then or not.
How convenient. But you do admit that you're trespassing on her property, and you chose to ignore her warning signs clearly marking the boundary.
But that's no reason to burn me alive. Besides, she was going to hurt Dorothy.
Just answer the question. Yes or no? Did you trespass?
Yes, we did.
And weren't you also hired by some mysterious person, only known as Wizard, to be hitman and murder Miss Witch in cold blood?
It was cold water.
Just answer the question. Yes or no?
Yes, I suppose so.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that the Scarecrow was knowingly trespassing with harmful intentions against my client, and any act Ms. Witch took against the Scarecrow were purely acts of self-defense. Your witness? Thank you. Scarecrow, I really just have one question for you. I understand that during this time you had no brain. Is this true? Objection, Your Honor, the defense is badgering the witless. Approach the bench. Extend quotations. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. Objection overruled. The witless will answer the question.
You see, Your Judgery, I got my brain later in a way, Your Honor.
Ornery? Are you calling me ornery? Have you lost your mind?
Judge Hingham, she said honoring, not ordering.
Oh, never mind. Please go on.
You were decided for the court that we were about to have a break at the time.
Yes, well, I sort of had one, I think, but I didn't know I'd had one all along till the diploma, you see, and
Just answer the question, please. Did you know you had a brain at the time of your disagreement with that person?
no, I did not.
Thank you. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that the Scarecrow, who was knowingly brainless at the time, was incompetent, should not even have been on the streets. Because of this, her whole testimony is invalid, and I demand to be stricken from the records. You will all forget everything she just said. The next witness I'd like to call to stand is Blind Monkey.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, this good. The Grimm brothers.
Whatever I saw.
You lived with the witch. Isn't it true that she abused and beat you and your fellow monkeys on a regular basis?
Yes.
That she forced you into hard labor and you were made to do her dirty work?
Yes, that's true.
Proving once again the true heartlessness of this witch. No further questions. Isn't it true that you and your fellow monkeys were homeless until the witch found you?
We were on the streets. Under the skies.
And then she feeds you when you're hungry, clothe and shelter you when you're cold, and comfort you when you're lonely?
Yes, but you made us slave day in and day out.
You did a few simple chores, the least you could do after her generosity. No further questions. I call Dorothy to the stand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, this good?
I do solemnly swear. Chocolate too.
Tell us about your experiences with evil witch.
Well, we landed in Munchkin. We landed in Munchkin by mistake. And the good witch gave me the ruby slippers for luck. The next thing I know, this wicked witch was chasing after me and demanding my shoes. It was very rude.
And you never met her before? She had no reason to talk like that, did she?
Oh no, ma'am, I've never seen her before in my life. Then we were on our way to Emerald City and to ask for help from a wicked witch. When this wicked witch was chasing after me, tried to poison us in a poppy field.
You poor thing, why that's simply terrible. You must have suffered some.
We were very scared. When the witch kidnapped me and my dog Toto and locked us in a dungeon to kill us. All because she wanted my slippers, and I couldn't seem to get them off my feet.
So envy and avarice drove her to attempted murder. Objection, Your Honor. Envy and avarice are sins. They are not crimes.
Pick a number between 1 and 10.
5, 3.
The number was 2. Defense was closest. Objection is sustained.
You are truly a brave soul to overcome all the evil that the witch has put in your path. No further questions. I have 2 questions. Isn't it true that upon your arrival in Munchkinland, your house crushed my client's sister, thus cold-bloodedly killing her?
Yes, I suppose.
And isn't it true that you received a pair of stolen Wait. But that doesn't make it okay, does it? Whether it was murder or accidental manslaughter, her sister is still dead, is she not?
Yes, I suppose she is.
And didn't you also receive a stolen property, a pair of ruby slippers that belonged to Miss Witch's family?
They were a gift from the good witch.
But you saw her take them off the cold, dead feet of my client's sister, so you knew they were not yours or the good witch's, didn't you?
I suppose I did.
And the poppy field, where you claimed my client poisoned the flowers. Whose property was that?
They weren't intentionally trespassing. I don't know, ma'am.
So you were trespassing on somebody else's property, perhaps Ms. Witch's?
We weren't intentionally trespassing. We were on the Lubbock Road, and we could see the Emerald City right on the other side.
A convenient shortcut. They couldn't be bothered to go the legal way. They just decided to cut through somebody else's property, trampling flowers without mercy.
But what about when she kidnapped me and my dog Toto and locked us in her dungeon to kill us?
What else could she do? You are the known killer of her sister who was attempting murder again just because some guy named Wizard told you to. You were willing to trade her life for a free trip to Kansas. The dungeon is too good for the likes of you. She must have been terrified having you under her very roof. You disgust me.
I just wanted to go home. I just want to go home. There's no place like home.
Excuse me. No further questions. You may leave the jury stand. I call George to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, this good?
I do.
Are you calling me a liar?
What is truth? What is beauty? Is beauty not the truth?
Hey, don't talk about beauty. She ain't here.
You think I sing that song? I hate that song.
Yes, yes, but well, aren't you a little, well, large, meaty dwarves?
Is it the size of one's body or the essence of one's spirit defines him as a dwarf?
I'm pretty sure it's the size.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Are you calling me big?
Well, I didn't mean to, well, imply that you were, well, large, but...
Next thing I got a big butt, why are you all the
Tell us in your own words the condition Snow White was in when you found her, after she'd eaten the poison apple.
What? Who are you talking about? Ooh, that wicked witch. Yeah, we know who you are. We see what you've done. You better run.
And when we found her between the worlds of light and shadow, did she not dream?
Oh, hi.
We are not pleased of witch, and better to the church for what she's done.
I have no further questions.
Your witness. I have no questions, Your Honor. You may leave the jury stand. I call to the stand Miss Snow White.
You swear to God the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, brother Grimm.
That book is filthy.
Not at all. It's just fairy tales, and it's already G, I can assure you.
No, the cover. It's got dirt and some kind of food on it. Do you have a rag or something handy? I've done a lot of cleaning up after total stops in my time.
I suppose. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, brother Grimm?
I do.
Isn't it true that because the switch threatened you, your family had to hide you out in the forest, fearing for your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the court what happened.
I was cleaning house one day when I saw this little old lady out the window. She was selling apples. I thought it might be nice to bake an apple pie for the dwarfs, so I looked at them. She gave me one to sample. She looked poor and lonely, and I wanted to help her. I took a bite, and there must have been something in it, because that's all I remember until my prince came along.
Why, you poor thing. Why, that's simply terrible. I won't make you go through such a traumatic thing again. No further questions. You say you were in house cleaning. Do you have anyone who can testify that they saw you at the house in time of question?
No, I was alone.
Are there any medical reports showing that the apple you ate had something poisonous in it?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor, this testimony is all hearsay. There is no proof. I demand it be stricken from the records.
Huh? What? Did somebody say something? She wants last testimony stricken from the records.
Oh, why didn't she say so? Thank you. You may leave the jury stand. I call stand the magic mirror.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, brother Grimm?
I always do. I show what's true.
Tell us about the Snow White incident.
Snow White was fairest of them all, and so my queen paid her a call. If Queenie gave Snow White the boot, she thought the prince would find her cute.
And did she act on these feelings of petty jealousy and hatred?
She picked an apple and brewed a brew, then donned a costume and off she flew. Her brew was poison, and this she placed into the apple. It was quite laced. She went in disguise to see Snow White, sold Snow the apple, and Snow took a bite. Snow fell unconscious and dropped to the ground, and my queen fled the scene with nary a sound.
Traitor!
My queen, I only show what's true. That's all that any mirror can do.
Thank you, dear. There will be no more outbursts like that in my courtroom. I'm the only one who gets to have outbursts. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. No further questions. How do you know this information? Did you follow her?
I could not follow her at all. I was
I never even met her. I can only guess that she was jealous because I'm a princess and she's just an old fairy.
Petty jealousy. A very base motive, just as I suspected. No further questions. Isn't it true that the whole people tried to outcast and switch your christening, that your parents gave all the fairies precious gifts, yet excluded my client from the gifts in front of all our peers, thus publicly humiliating her?
I don't remember. I was young at the time. But her name was not on the guest list in my scrapbook.
Proof of her being wrongfully outcast in her own kingdom. You may leave the witness stand. I call to stand the charming prince.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Of course I do. I'm always honest, brave, valiant, chivalrous, and most of all, modest.
Yes, yes. Tell us about Snow White.
Oh, poor Snow had been poisoned by the witch, and only a kiss from her one true love could bring her back to the river. Rescuing damsels in distress is one of my specialties, and through my superior technique, I was able to save her.
And you know it was the witch who poisoned her because the dwarf she was living with at the time told you this?
Well, yes, it was the dwarves who told me, but what do you mean living with? I thought that they were only friends. Oh, Snow, how could you?
Pull yourself together, man. Tell us how happened, Sleepy Beauty.
The poor girl had been asleep for 100 years. Many had tried to wake her, but it wasn't until I, a true master, came along and the spell was broken.
How could you? And with her? She's old enough to be your great-grandmother, you two-timing scoundrel.
But Snow, wait, let me explain.
That's Snow White, you nincompoop. Don't you even remember my name?
I take a little nap and you off in the woods. You're off prancing in the woods, kissing total strangers.
Order! Animal! Beast!
Wait, let me explain. Both of you. You both do the world to me. It wasn't like that at all.
You've got your nerve, and with that little tramp who lives with all those men in that commune in the forest.
But
And as for you, brazen hussy.
Oh, don't you brazen hussy me, you wench. I know about you and how you like to go off in the woods all night just inviting trouble.
Oh, really? Well, look at what you're wearing.
No.
Look at your dress. So plastic. Look at your dress. Excuse me.
Bring it up.
I call Gretel to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I will if you give me a cupcake. Cancel about the last one.
I got it first. Did so.
Did not.
Uh-huh.
Order. Both of you first quench and bring the offending pastry with you.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to keep this piece of evidence.
Judge Hingham, I believe that was a snack my kids brought in.
Snack one. Do you know what the penalty is for bribing a judge?
What's a penalty?
What's a bribe?
I asked my question first.
Did not.
Uh-huh.
Order.
I believe the snack was intended for them.
Thank you for sharing it with me. You may be seated.
But what about my cupcake?
It's his honor cupcake now.
It's not.
Is too.
Tell us, describe for us nice to after all, but no! You weren't hungry because you'd eaten all that candy. What do you have to say for yourself?
There was cake too?
Leave the witness stand!
I call Hansel to say.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Oh, what's that?
Pay attention. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sure, but can I have some more of that stuff?
Tell us about the night you met the witch.
Well, it's like Gretel said. For some reason, our parents wanted us to get lost, and we were trying to find our way home when we found the witch's house. The first night was great. It was kind of like a bed and breakfast. But then we figured out she just really wanted to feed us, and things kind of went downhill from there.
Yes, being imprisoned and enslaved with the threat of attended death by cannibalism can make a person tend to see the dark side of things.
Now for the questions.
Now, Hansel, isn't it true that you were literally destroying his witch's house when she found you?
It was gingerbread.
Yet knowing it wasn't yours, you both trespassed on his witch's property.
Yes. And the frosting was divine, but the cake, a little dry. You should try putting a little more oil in it next time. Who's the chef who will be handling your repairs? But, is it lunchtime yet? Or can I just have some more of that stuff on the book?
Somebody give that boy a napkin and call another witness.
I have no further witnesses. I called to the stand his witch.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Indeed, I do. Now, Ms. Witch, you've heard many testimonies from the court today. Why don't you tell everyone your side of the story?
Well, ma'am, I had some scrapes with some of the local children, and it's only natural for them to think of me as that old, crazy, witchy lady down the path. Kids can be cool that way. But, Your Honor, I was an emotional wreck each time. First, I was shunned in my own neighborhood by my own fellow fairies when I wasn't invited to the youth party. Every fairy was invited in the kingdom of me.
It must have been awful for you.
Public relations is never very easy. I moved to a new kingdom where nobody knew me well, and I lived as queen and ruled my castle and kingdom with an iron fist via a sensitive card. A wizard told me what he claimed was a magic mirror that would enable me to keep an eye on the people in my domain.
And wasn't it through this mirror that you first met Snow White?
So the mirror made me aware of her presence, yes, but then shortly malfunctioning thereafter.
Snow claims that the apple you gave her had something poisonous in it. Did you poison it?
Merciful heavens, no. Now, the poor girl didn't bother cleaning it before biting into it. It's possible that the apple poisoned her.
And what about Dorothy?
She's a murdering little brat that deserves to suffer!
Okay. And Gretel and Hansel, did you plan to cook and eat them?
The poor little urchin simply must have understood what the water was for. I did say I wanted to find them, but they've been out in the woods for so long, who knows how long they've had a decent meal. My maternal instincts just took over. And later, I was heating water in a kettle for them to take a bath. They've been out in the woods for so long, and they're getting kind of rough. I used the same kettle for cooking, but it's the only kettle I have, plus the water. That must have been understood what the water was for.
In Gretel's testimony, she claims that you made her your slave. Did you?
I asked the girl to do a few simple chores around the house. I'm a little lady.
That's certainly understandable. The final charge brought against you today is speeding on your broomstick. How do you explain that one?
Well, ma'am, the air traffic control was on strike that day. I must have flew off the handle of it. If you all give me a second chance, I will make a clean sweep of my past.
We'll certainly try. No further questions.
You may cross-examine.
I have nothing to say to this witch, Your Honor.
Closing statements.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the jury, you've heard many testimonies today that prove this witch is a menace to society. Is
reach three, I will raise my hand. When I count to three, I will, if you believe this witch to be guilty, you will call for it guilty. If you believe her to be innocent, you will call for it innocent. When I have your decisions, I will raise my hand. Ready? 1, 2.
Guilty!
The jury has found this witch to be guilty.
Boom! What kind of kangaroo courtroom is this? Cast a spell on all of you. Trouble, fire, burning challenge trouble. I cast a spell on all of you.
Don't worry, good citizens, the situation is well in hand. Thank you for your attendance. This will conclude Fairy Tale Courtroom.
Where's your